Hi everyone, welcome to Christine's Craft Table. Today is day 22 of the National Crochet Month Challenge, and the topic for the day is my favorite hook. And before I do that, I want to say welcome to Igor Knits and Diane Sass, who are a couple of my newest subscribers. Thank you to all of you who have recently joined in and found my channel. I hope you enjoy it and stick around for all my videos. So today I want to talk about crochet hooks. First off, I do not have a favorite. I thought I had a favorite, but I am quickly finding out that I don't. And this is why. There is a good use for every single hook that I have. I used to think that my favorite was the Prim, and because they are so lightweight that you can crochet all day and never get tired of holding this hook. However, all yarns don't slide very easily on this hook, being acrylic, and I have yet to try the dryer sheet on it. But there's also another reason, I pointed this out in another video, is that the lip on the Prim hook is very sharp, and sometimes it catches the tiny little hairs on some yarns, roving yarns in particular. So, but other than that, the Prim has a wonderful pointy hook, which is great for getting back into your tighter stitches, and again, very lightweight. However, you have the boy hook, which I love the ergonomics of the boy hook. This is also effortless to hold because it doesn't slide at all on your finger, and it's nice and thick, so you're not having to grip it really strangely to keep a hold of it. And it's got a nice round hook, or round lip, so it's not going to catch on those tiny fibers. The head is a little bit rounded, so it's not quite as easy to get back into previous stitches as the Prim, but again, it has its uses. And if I'm having trouble with the yarn and a particular hook, I just try them all and see which one starts working the best. You have your giant hooks. This is a Yarnology that I have used for, I think the last time I used it, it was to do fur on the brim of a Santa hat. And it was great because it's huge, and you don't need tiny stitches with fur because you cannot see your stitches with fur. So that has its purpose. And then you have the old reliable Susan Bates. Although I find myself using these less and less lately, this lip on the Susan Bates is sharp. And I mean, if you even pull that out of your hooks the wrong way, it almost feels like it can cut you, it's so sharp. I learned on Susan Bates and I loved them, but you know, they're very narrow, and comparing this to the other ones that I've bought since, it's not the easiest to use in my opinion. So there you have it. This is a boy aluminum. This has been great for baskets because it is, well, the larger size, of course. You can fit like 3 strands easily. This is an 8mm. With a basket, I'll use the smallest hook that I can manage those 3 strands with in order to get the tightest stitches. And this is a great hook for that. And then I have even this is a generic aluminum that works great with cotton. I don't know what it is about it. I think it's a little bit thicker. These are both 5mm hooks. It's a little bit thicker than the Susan Bates or something. This middle portion is, the flat portion is a little bit longer. I don't know. I find it's actually a little bit longer hook too, if you look at that. I tend to be grabbing this one instead of these for when I need an aluminum hook. And then here's another no-name generic with a grippy handle. Again, if I'm using my 5mm in other projects and I need a 5mm, this works fine. And it's got that nice rounded lip as well, so it's not going to catch on the difficult fibers. So all that to say, I don't have a favorite anymore. I use what works best with the yarn with the project. And I keep all my hooks in this big giant pencil holder. It's metal, so it's not going to bend or flop down in any way. You might think, how in the world do you find the right hook in there? I have a system, and I want to share that too. Most of us have some kind of a notepad or notebook feature in our computers or whatever you're using, an iPad. I use a Mac and an iPad, and we have the notepad. I don't know what it's called. It's just a little notepad with a yellow border at the top. And it'll come up anywhere. You know, if I save something on my Mac, it's going to show up on my phone and on my iPad. It's all on the cloud. So if I update it in one place, I'm going to see it in all 3 places. I went through and made an inventory of all my hooks by maker, and then size, and the millimeters, and a brief description. If it's my Prim hooks, I put C, 3 millimeter, purple. So I know what I'm looking for. I know what color hook I'm looking for, and I can find them very quickly in here. If I'm looking for, you know, a certain boy hook, I know that it's bright yellow if I'm looking for my 8 millimeter. And so this is handy for me. I keep it on my desk. I can grab it easily, and every hook that I own is in here. I don't own as many hooks as some people, although I own more than I thought I did. When I took my inventory, I was surprised. So all that said, that's everything I know about my hooks. I only have those main brands, the Prim, the Boy, and the Susan Bates, and a couple of no-name brands, and my one giant Yarnology, and that's it. And it works. And maybe someday I will invest in one of those fancy, more expensive hooks, but to date I haven't needed them. So hope you enjoyed that, learned something from it, maybe picked up a tip. I really recommend keeping the hook inventory, because then you know exactly what you have, you know what they look like, and you can go right to them if you keep them all in one place. I will pop a picture of my inventory, or at least a piece of it, so you can see what I'm talking about. It didn't take long at all to do. It was kind of fun. Anyway, thanks. See you next time.